Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Pisces, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energies. With all that being said, Pisces, let's get started. How does Pisces currently view this relationship? So we do have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, and then we also have the Justice card. I feel like this is your energy, Pisces. Now keep in mind the roles could be reversed. So for some of you, you might find yourself resonating more so with the person to the right of me than you do with the person to the left of me. And that's okay. Sometimes that actually happens. So pick and choose who you resonate more so with, of course. But it looks like you've been patiently waiting for somebody to apologize to you. It looks like you've been patiently waiting for somebody to make things right with you. It's as if you feel like you deserve an apology from someone in particular is kind of what I'm gathering. And this could be, you know, from like a family member, maybe even a friend or a romantic interest, but there's just this energy of you feeling like you deserve an apology from someone in particular. But this whole like patiently waiting, it just kind of looks like whatever happened here between the two of you may have happened a little while back ago. I am definitely getting that. I don't necessarily feel like whatever this thing was that happened like a long, you know, time ago or anything like that. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was like a very, very long time, but I wouldn't go as far as to say that it just happened the other day. You know, I just kind of feel like something happened here between you and someone. And ever since then, they haven't apologized to you. Ever since then, they haven't essentially made things right with you. So I'm not getting that this happened a long time ago, but I'm not getting that this happened like last night or yesterday either. All right. For some of you, you could be dealing with a Libra, possibly a Pisces, maybe even a Taurus. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though, but how does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. So we have the Seven of Wands, we do have the Tower, and then we also have the Ace of Wands. Could be dealing with a fire sign strongly, so an Aries, Leo, Sag, possibly even a Scorpio or a Capricorn. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but in regards to how they're currently viewing this relationship with you, I'm gonna be honest, especially with the Tower coming out here and the rest of these cards coming out here, whoever this person is, dude, it's somebody who does have a lot of like anger and resentment towards you. It's basically what I'm gathering. They have a lot of anger and resentment towards you. With the Tower coming out here, the Tower is linked to the Devil, which could very well represent a very toxic and unhealthy marriage, relationship, you know, friendship, dynamic, environment. I'm gonna be honest with you, Pisces, when it comes down to how they're viewing you and this entire situation with you. Now, you may not agree. You may not agree, but we're just kind of going based off of them and how they're perceiving the situation with you. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? I am specifically getting that this person feels like you, quote unquote, ruined their life in some way, shape, and or form. With the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands coming out here, to be totally honest with you yet again, you know, I do feel like this person just wants you to feel the way that you essentially made them feel. You know, this person just wants to like, quote unquote, ruin your life like you essentially ruined theirs, okay? Is basically what I'm getting. So a lot of anger and a lot of like resentment there, I would say, that this person has, you know, towards you. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this person feels like you ruined their life. I'm not entirely sure why this person feels like the moment they met you, you know, their whole entire life, you know, went south. I'm not entirely sure why this person feels that way, but that's just kind of, you know, how this person essentially feels, okay? Let's jump back over to you. Okay, so we do have the Ace of Swords, we do have the Four of Cups, and then we also have the Lovers out here, okay? Because this person in particular has yet to apologize to you, because this person has yet to essentially make things right with you, Pisces, it has you essentially feeling like they're never going to apologize to you. It has you essentially feeling like they're never gonna make things right with you. It has you essentially feeling like this person just simply doesn't care about you and whatever it is that they did to you that now caused you to essentially feel like, you know, this person owes you basically an apology is what I'm gathering. Now, let's jump back over to them. How does this person currently feel? Okay, so we have the Moon, we have the Knight of Cups, and then we also have the Okay, Three of Swords. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Could be dealing with a Gemini, possibly a Libra, maybe even an Aquarius or a Cancer, another Pisces, like yourself. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but in regards to how this person is currently feeling, again, we're going based off of according to them and how they essentially feel, and you may not agree with certain things I'm going to say, but we're just going based off of them and how they feel. Okay. In regards to how this person is currently feeling, this person basically feels like you have zero like regret and or remorse when it comes down to the pain that you essentially caused them. The primary reason why this person essentially feels like you have zero regret and or remorse when it comes down to the pain that you essentially caused them is because you have yet to apologize to this person. You have yet to essentially own up to the role that you essentially played, in their life. Okay, is basically what I'm gathering. Okay. Again, you may not agree, but that's just kind of how this person essentially feels, okay? I just feel like this person is extremely hurt by, whatever it is that you may have said and or did. There's just something about them essentially feeling like you ruined their life in some way, shape, and or form. Yeah, they just kind of feel like you ruined their life in some way, shape, and or form, if I can talk today. Okay. And because you have yet to like apologize, has them feeling like you don't really care, and you don't have any sort of regret, and or like remorse when it comes down to the pain that you essentially inflicted upon them, and things of that nature. So I think it's safe to say that the both of you find yourselves in the exact same boat. There's this energy of you essentially feeling like they basically did you wrong and they have yet to apologize for it, and there's an energy of them essentially feeling like you did them wrong and you have yet to essentially apologize for it. And because I guess you guys have yet to apologize to one another, it has the both of you guys essentially feeling like the other just simply doesn't care. So you guys are basically in the same boat in reference to that. But we do have the we do have the Two of Swords, we do have the 10 of Swords, and then we also have the Three of Cups out here. Okay. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, Pisces, this to me just kind of feels like a whole lot of self-talk going on your behalf, more than anything. So let's talk about it. So moving forward, I do kind of see you like kind of questioning, yourself a little bit, as to why you continue to wait for an apology from this person, as to why you continue to wait for this person to come along your way and essentially make things, right with you. You just don't understand why you continue to patiently, wait for this person, to do what you essentially want them to do, which is to apologize and own up to the role that they essentially played in all this, and, make things right with you, things of that nature. You don't understand why you are sitting around patiently waiting for this person to make amends, with you. And the primary reason, from the looks of it, why you find yourself questioning why you're even patiently waiting for this person to apologize, why you're even patiently waiting for this person to essentially make, amends, with you is concerned, has a lot to do with you essentially feeling like this is not somebody that you should even continue to involve yourself with, considering everything that they essentially put you through. Because I am definitely getting that if this person were to apologize to you and make things right with you, you would be open and receptive towards getting back with them. This is like romantic interest that we're talking about here, or becoming friends with this person all over again, if this is just somebody that you're just simply friends with. Regardless of, the relationship you share with this person, because they could be your family member, they could be your friend, they could even be, a romantic interest. So regardless of the relationship you share with this person, if this person were to apologize to you and make things right with you, a lot of you would accept this person back into your life all over again, and just kind of pick up where you left off with this individual and just move past whatever the heck happened here between the two of you. But thinking about it, because that's kind of what you're doing here in the future, you don't even know why you would even accept this person back into your life all over again, given everything that they essentially put you through. So that's kind of what I see happening on your end, Pisces, moving forward, is you kind of like questioning yourself just a little bit. Like, why am I waiting for an apology, from this person? Like, for one, like, even if they do apologize, you know, like, I really shouldn't continue to deal with this person. I shouldn't continue to be friends with this person. I definitely shouldn't give this person another chance, because who knows, they might turn around and, you know, do me wrong again. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what I basically see you doing. In the near future. It also appears to me that this person in the near future has yet to essentially apologize to you, and I'm just going based off of your energy. It kind of looks like this person has yet to essentially apologize to you, because we see you questioning, why are you sitting around patiently waiting, right, for this person to apologize to you and make things right with you? You know, what's the point? You know what I mean? You might as well just accept the fact that they're never going to apologize and just move forward and move on with your life. And then we also kind of see you doing the whole, even if they do apologize, you know what I mean? Like, why would you still want to be friends with this person, as, you know, after they did you the way that they did you? Or why would you want to get back with this person after they did you the way that they did you? So that's kind of what we see happening on your end. What actions will this person take towards... Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, we got the Star, and then we also have the Strength card out here. The bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords, we got the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Death card out here. In regards to how this person plans on moving forward, Pisces, I feel like this person wants to be the bigger person and just turn around and just simply forgive you, but that's a very hard thing for this person to do from the looks of it. With the Queen of Swords to the Five of Swords, I feel like this is what kind of makes it hard for this person to look the other way. I feel like this is what kind of makes it hard for this person to just be the bigger person and just turn around and just simply forgive you and just, you know, move forward and move on with their life. It has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, again, this could be a family member of yours, friend of yours, romantic interest. It doesn't really matter, okay? How, you know, I don't know your relationship to this person, but the reason why it's so hard for them to be the bigger person is because this person's a Queen of Swords. A Queen of Swords is somebody who has been through a lot in prior romantic relationships, friendships, you know, family dynamics, things of that nature. This is somebody who has been through a lot. This is somebody who has been betrayed many times in the past by like family members, friends, you know, romantic interest, you know, things of that nature. So when a Queen of Swords finds themselves in that predicament again, where they're getting betrayed, they're getting, you know, deceived, you know, somebody, you know, does them, you know, wrong in some way, shape, and or form, right? It is very hard, you know, for this person to essentially look the other way. It is very hard for this person to turn the other cheek. It's very, very hard because they're just sick and tired, you know what I mean, of getting hurt, getting disappointed, getting let down. They're just sick and tired of it. And they're also sick and tired of letting people essentially get away with it. So this is kind of why, you know what I mean, this person is having a very difficult time being the bigger person here. There's a lot of people, you know, who have essentially done this, you know, person wrong, and they've just simply gotten away with it, you know what I mean? And I feel like they're just sick and tired of people walking into their life and doing them wrong and just simply getting away with it, or not apologizing for it, or not owning up to it, or not or not, because I am definitely getting that, you know, even though an apology, you know, may not be something that they would be entirely satisfied with, because we got to be realistic here with the energy of this person's harnessing. An apology may not, you know what I mean, fully satisfy this person, but it's better than no apology, you know, is how they would essentially look at it. So if you were to, like, hypothetically speaking, apologize to this person, would it satisfy this person 100%? Probably not, because again, an apology, you know, is not going to really undo what happened, but it's better than no apology, is kind of how this individual is, and how they function and operate, if you will. But you know, I guess the fact that you didn't apologize to this person doesn't sit well with this person. The fact that I guess you didn't own up to the role that you essentially played in all of this also doesn't sit well with this person. Like, I just kind of feel like this person's sick and tired of getting let down and disappointed and, you know, betrayed and deceived, you know, and nobody turns around and apologizes to them, or tries to make things right with them. Like, nobody tries to, I guess, do that. And I think that that's something that they're sick and tired of, hence why there's so much anger and resentment, it does have a lot to do with you, yes, but it also has a lot to do with other people that have wronged them and have never apologized to them, have never essentially made things right with them or try to fix and repair things with them. And I just kind of feel like this person's just kind of sick and tired of going through that. Here's the thing though, Pisces, when I look at you and your energy, you don't necessarily feel like you did anything wrong. When I look at you and your energy, like you don't feel like you did anything wrong to this person. If anything, you feel like this person basically did you wrong. So again, it's like you guys are basically in the exact same boat, right? You feel like they did you wrong. They feel like you basically did them wrong. You guys are basically in the exact same boat. So I think that it might be very hard for this person to essentially see where they went wrong in your life because they're very hyper focused on how you went wrong in their life. Vice versa, it might be very hard for you to see where you went wrong in their life because you're very hyper focused on how they went wrong in your life. You see what I mean? So it just kind of, honestly, I just really don't see this entire situation really getting resolved here between you and this person, because you don't feel like you did anything wrong, but they feel like you did. They feel like they didn't do anything wrong, but you feel like they did. You see what I mean? So it's like, I really don't see this really getting anywhere. This is just going to continue to remain at a standstill. You guys are going to continue to be at odds with one another because, again, it's like, you don't feel like you did anything wrong. And they don't feel like they did anything wrong, but they do feel like you did them wrong, but you don't feel like you did them wrong. You see what I mean? And it's like, you feel like this person did you wrong, but they don't feel like, they did you wrong. So it's just, I just really don't see this issue essentially getting resolved here, whatsoever. Unfortunately, I just don't see things getting resolved here between you and this person whatsoever. The only way that I see things getting resolved here is if the two of you are able to acknowledge where you guys went wrong in each other's lives. But that's the thing, is that you guys are very firm on, well, I didn't do anything wrong to this person, so therefore there's nothing that I need to apologize for. But that's that's basically the exact same boat that you guys essentially find yourselves in. So the more you continue to feel like you did nothing wrong, you're not gonna feel like there's any sort of reason for you to essentially apologize to this person for anything, because if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong, what do you need to apologize for? But that's exactly how they're looking at the situation with you. It's like, they don't feel like there's anything that they need to apologize to you for because they don't feel like they did anything wrong. You see what I mean? So it's just, this is just going to continue to be at a standstill for now. All right. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.